Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here this evening, and we are going to get this kicked off. So, thanks for joining us tonight. I am Jen Jones, and I am one of the panelists this evening. And we are honored that each of you took time out of your busy schedule to be here with us. Now, if you have any questions as we go through this webinar tonight, be sure just to get back with the person who invited you. Now we want to respect your time, so let's get this training kicked off. Now we've planned 45 minutes to deliver the 5 shocking secrets to COVID-proof your business for 2021. However, I want to issue a warning and or a disclaimer and be upfront and honest about this training. And this is not to make you feel bad, but we just don't want to waste your time because your time is valuable. So this training is for those of you that want to condense your time in 2021, that want to buy speed for your business and have the shortest path to success. So if that is you, then you're going to want to listen up and take notes because this training is for you. But this training is not for those of you that just wish that you had success in your business, that are tire kickers, or who don't actually want to take action with their business in 2021. Now, if that's you, it's totally okay, but I would encourage you just to jump off of this training and not waste your time because this training is not for you. Now, for those of you that are still on, then let's go. So limit your distractions. You're definitely going to want to grab some pen and paper because we are going to deliver a ton of value. So you're going to want to take a lot of notes. Silence your phone and commit to learning for the next 45 minutes because you deserve this time. Well, we finally have arrived in 2021. Thank goodness and hallelujah, because many of us probably thought that we would never survive. But here we are. And this panel of speakers are ecstatic with what the new year is going to bring for you and your business. Now, in retrospect, the 2020 pandemic greatly affected families and business owners. And the world got slapped in the face with catastrophic losses, especially with those that had only one income. However, it revealed the beauty of the importance of why additional streams of income are no longer a luxury, but a necessity. And this panel understands the importance of being a business owner and setting yourself up for success. And that is why we have collectively spent tens of thousands of dollars on our education, on our skill sets, on our personal development to be trainers and leaders inside of the fastest growing global entrepreneurial community. Each of us also live a laptop lifestyle, meaning we work from our phones and computers anywhere that we want to. We're founders and CEOs of our own businesses. We're digital marketers, we're social media strategists, and we continually mastermind together with each other. But most importantly, we are servant leaders and we are passionate about guiding other entrepreneurs in their businesses to create the success that they so deserve. Now, each one of us comes here making our own mistakes, and we come here to share those experiences with you on this free webinar so that you don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on your education, and to show you how to compress your time and decrease your learning curve. So tonight, we're going to be sharing with you the 5 shocking secrets that will COVID-proof your business for 2021. And the topics that we're going to be sharing on this evening are you breaking your own heart with Cindy? Terry's going to touch on the importance of a plan B. Claire's going to discuss how to win. Lynn's going to give us some education on mentorship and personal development. And then Lynn's going to round it all up with the next steps. But hang on here, but I have something very important to share with you, and you're not going to want to miss this. So do I have your attention? All right, good. So you're going to want to stick around until the very end for a free bonus. This is going to be invaluable for you and your business. And it's not a printout and it's not an ebook. You're not going to want to miss out on it. So please stick around to the very end so that you can take advantage of that. So let's get rocking. Up first is the beautiful and talented and funny, you guys are definitely going to want to pay attention here because Cindy has a lot of humor and I love it. And she's going to share some of that in her presentation. Are you breaking your own heart? So, Cindy, please take it away.
Thanks, Jen, for that awesome introduction. And yeah, so I'm excited to kick this off by asking you a question. Are you breaking your own heart? You just might be. So I'm excited to talk to you tonight about the first shocking secret that could make a gigantic difference for you and the likeliness of your success. And that is mindset. So don't worry, guys. I'm not going to be talking tonight about meditating in the lotus position, chanting Om all day, although there's nothing wrong with that. I've been known to do it and highly recommend it. I'm actually talking about how mindset is looked at in regards to your view on life. So let's dive into what is mindset and why is it important to your success. So there are two kinds of mindsets: fixed or scarcity and growth or abundance. So let's look at some of the traits that people who come from these types of mindsets demonstrate. So if you're coming from fixed or scarcity mindset, you will fear change, complain and criticize, talk about people. It often comes in the form of gossip, blames others, tend to be a know-it-all, and doesn't believe in setting goals. You live in survival and resignation, and failure absolutely stops people coming from this type of mindset. Now, if you're operating from growth or abundance, you embrace change, practice gratitude. You talk about ideas, not people. You love to read. You're a constant learner, welcome input, sets goals, lives in possibility, and learns from failure. So cultivating a growth mindset could be the single most important thing you can do to increase your odds of success. Being in scarcity is sometimes not known to us, right? Like it's blind to us. Our beliefs are often hidden to us. So some people may be aware and others may not be, but that's okay. So do you recognize some of these traits in yourself of coming from a fixed or scarcity mindset? Well, if you do, don't panic, because it's not your fault. So you actually can flip from a fixed or scarcity mindset to a growth or abundance mindset. And here, let's talk about how you can do that. So where did we get our mindset anyway? Guys, we weren't born with it. It was taught to us. So let's look at some of the sources. So your environment, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. I'm sure some of you have heard that before. Then it becomes the water you swim in. You don't even know it's happening, right? Media, all media, as a matter of fact, but let's talk about movies in particular and TV as well. So they want to sell more tickets and get more viewership, right? And the way they do that is to create emotion. And a popular way to create emotion is to portray rich and successful people as evil and unhappy, and to portray the poor and the disadvantaged as the hero who lives happily ever after. And a great example of that is the movie Titanic. Now, they portray the rich and successful as the bad guys. There's Rose, who sits, she's bored to death in a 6-course dinner, bored out of her mind with a fiance she can't stand. And then here comes the happy-go-lucky artist, Jack, who whisks her away to the lowly third-class level, and a dance party is going on and fun is had by all. You guys, Titanic is filled with these kinds of messages. So I invite you to rewatch it. And once you see these messages, it's really hard to unsee it. So your family, you may have heard from your parents and your grandparents phrases like the rich are cheaters and liars and money can't buy you happiness. You may also have heard that you don't deserve XYZ and you're not worthy. And the reason they taught us those things or said those things to us is because that's what they were taught. So those kinds of phrases, when we grow up with those, our entire life, they become like viruses that work in the background, keeping us stuck and keeping us in a fixed mindset. When you hear those your whole life, it just causes you to come from limitation. And guys, there's no vaccines for those kinds of viruses. So, are you ready for the good news? You can change it. And yes, you do not have to climb a mountain and commune with goats. It's actually much simpler than that. Yes, it's you and only you that can flip that mindset. So we don't blame people, we don't blame our circumstances because it's you. You have the power. Now, some people are going to be excited about that, and some others not so much. But because it is you and you alone, you should hear that as an empowering thing. So, how do you change your mindset? First, recognize it, be aware. And the way you do that is when things come up for you, tell the truth about it, right? But remember, it's not your fault. Be gentle with yourself, but just recognize it. And you may have to change those people you hang out with the most. It's going to be really hard to be successful if you are listening and taking advice from Uncle Otis, who poo poos everything. So surround yourself with people who are already in the growth and abundant mindset, and it will rub off on you like cheap lipstick. I guarantee it. Personal growth program, dive into it. You're going to hear more about that later. Stop watching the news. When you are surrounded by negativity and scary things, it's just not going to help your journey of flipping to a growth mindset. Read and follow some of your favorite, inspirational gurus who you align with. Some of my favorites are Les Brown, Mel Robbins, and Brene Brown, and get a mentor. You're going to hear more about that as well. So let's talk about debt for a hot minute. How do you view debt? So here's the deal, guys. There is good debt and there is bad debt. So an example of good debt is to invest in your education, learning a new skill set, a personal development program. Those are things that forward your life and will forward your business. And if you have to go into debt for those things, please take note. That will pay off in dividends. That's good debt. An example of bad debt is to go out and buy the latest and greatest $1,000 tennis shoes. Now, there's nothing wrong with expensive tennis shoes. Just don't go in debt for it. It's not going to forward in anything. Take that $1,000 and invest in learning a new skill set or your education, and that you will be so grateful for, and then be successful, and then go buy the tennis shoes. So, you guys, this is a process. It's going to take some work to go from scarcity to abundance. And like I said before, the first step is to recognize it and be aware. So when you have those thoughts of scarcity or a fixed mindset, just change your thought. And it takes practice, but just do it over and over again, rinse and repeat. So you will be uncomfortable, I promise. But you guys, when you're uncomfortable, it's a sign of transforming your mindset. So welcome feeling uncomfortable, embrace it, celebrate it with flowers and candy, and you will feel so much better as you practice that and go forward. So a teacher in a class I took about a year ago taught me a really important distinction, and that's the distinction between being safe or being just uncomfortable. So unless a tiger is chasing you, you are just uncomfortable. So when those thoughts of scarcity come up, look around for tigers, don't see any, then just go for it. Embrace being uncomfortable and go for it. You will be safe. So guys, the world needs your dream. So if you don't believe that, you're still in a fixed or a scarcity mindset. So just check in with yourself. Tell yourself the truth. When I say it again, the world needs your dream. So there are people that have believed in their dreams. We know about how Facebook started in a dorm room. We know about Apple starting in a garage. We know the stories of Starbucks and Uber. But do you know who Gary Dahl is? He's the guy that invented the pet rock in the 1970s. He made $1 million in 6 months' time. And today there are still 7,000 different pet rocks for sale on Amazon today. The pool noodle. Somebody thought that was a good idea, and a lot of people still do, because 6 to 8 million pool noodles are sold every year. So, mindset is the first shocking secret to your success. And remember what Henry Ford said: whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right either way. So, stop breaking your own heart. Stop it now. Move forward in abundance and growth. You and you alone have the power to change, no matter what your background, no matter what your circumstance. You, yes, you, and the world needs your success. So I am going to turn this over to Terry, who is a savvy digital marketer and a hoot to hang out with. So Terry, I'm going to turn it over to you, girlfriend.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate that intro. And good evening, everybody. So let's just jump right in. And while we know that a plan B isn't always a fun topic, we're going to keep it short and sweet, and we promise we will not bore you. But most people think of a plan B as a backup to their failed plan A, or they just might consider it complicated, daunting, or just really unsure of where to start or how to start. So our goal and intention here today is to really give you a positive approach and show you how to start creating your plan B going into 2021. So a great way to think of a plan B is by attaching it to your end goal. And that's going to look differently for everybody. But I think we all can agree that the words freedom and security are probably somewhere in your plan B, A, or C. So when we talk about freedom, we're talking about financial or time freedom, being able to do what we want when we want. And security, really knowing if things don't go as planned, we won't be uprooted or blindsided with the stress and worry of money or where it's going to come from. So now more than ever, having a plan B and starting to think of plan B is very smart and essential, if not crucial. And the pandemic, this world crisis that we're in today, has really proven that to be true. So the shocking secret, you might be thinking or wondering, is that it can be easy. It's the planning that typically holds people back. And it's easier than ever before because of the global and digital society that we live in today. It has changed and will keep changing the way we do business around the world. It's opening up new opportunities for people to have more than one profession, or as we like to call it, multiple income streams. And when we look at e-commerce and social retail, it's changing the way that we buy, and it will continue to change the way we buy forever. It's allowing people to have a side gig or a side hustle all from their phones. And whether that's just, $300 a month, or maybe that's six figures that people want to earn, it's there for anybody to be had. Now, we know what a plan B and why is important, but what can it do for you? Well, it's going to for starters, keep you from putting all your eggs in one basket. And if you haven't heard of that term before, it's really if we concentrate all our efforts and resources and our focus in one area, it's almost like going through life with our blinders on, or a hope and pray attitude. And we know that nothing is guaranteed in this world or how things are going to work out. So a plan B is also going to give you that confidence of being prepared. And as Cindy demonstrated how important a healthy mindset is, it's knowing that you have something in place. It's a peace of mind. So looking at our options, looking at your options, well, we pulled out two here. We're going to talk about quickly passive or residual income, because these are sort of buzzwords that we are seeing a lot more of today, whether you're reading about them or you're hearing people talk about them. So to keep things simplistic and typically speaking, let's take a quick look. So residual income is really the amount of money that's left over after financial obligations have been met, or linear income. You work an hour, you get paid an hour, or trading time for dollars. Now, we're not knocking the 9-to-5 jobs whatsoever here. We know that they're essential and necessary. However, studies are showing an ever-growing trend, a shift in trend, I should say, with the typical 9 to 5. So the passive income is really earned income with little to no effort or steady cash flow. So you do the work once and you keep getting paid. So think of an author or a singer. They do all that work up front and they continue to get paid on that work. Now, what's not easy, we will all agree here that it is not easy. It takes a lot of effort, consistency, and hard work, but the payoff is 100%. And as we know, passive income will free up your time to do the things you like, right? The time freedom, whether it's your kids, your grandkids, or traveling. And for some that experienced that passive income, it was really able to bridge the gap for people that became unemployed or lost their jobs. And what it also did was show people what was possible going forward. That's security. All right, so the last thing I'm going to talk about here is the digital education industry. What is now an $8 billion market is projected to be a $33 billion market in 2025. That's a huge amount of growth in a short amount of time. So why is that important to you? Well, it's the platform in which you, the business owner or entrepreneur, has access to either launch, grow, or scale your business. So we all know that having a passive income from a phone or laptop has its benefits. Maybe if you've experienced them. Little to zero overhead for, if you're working in your home. You have huge tax write-offs, and the overall cost of maybe driving to and from work, your car, maintenance on your car, gas, and food. So as the digital transformation advances, with it comes with so much confusion and overwhelm, if you haven't noticed, that's available to us out there. And all of us here, all the panelists here, can't stress enough how hugely important it is to connect and choose the right source of education, whether that's a community, a platform, a person or persons. Having shiny object syndrome can be very costly, time consuming, and often filled with empty promises. Maybe you're nodding in your head in agreement. So to sum it up, really a plan B is about positioning and protecting yourself, your family, and your future. And the timing and opportunity really has never been better to set you up for success going into a plan B. So you just need to start, right? So whether you're brand new with no skills or thinking you need to have all these technical skills, or maybe you're looking to scale or advance your business, you just got to start. You just got to do it, right? And we all start somewhere. And when you do, remember, you have to have that end goal in mind. Well, we need to back it up. You have that end goal in mind. Now we have to lay the foundation with the smaller goals to get you there, to keep moving you forward. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to Claire, an extraordinary entrepreneur and leader and my friend, who's going to show you how to win at your goals.
Thank you, Terry. My topic is how to win, and I actually have 2 shocking secrets to share with you. So today is January 12th, which means in 5 days, you will be giving up on your dreams. Yep. 5 days from now takes us to January 17th, which is National Ditch Day. This is the day where most people, if they haven't already, ditch their New Year's resolutions. Can you believe that our resolutions don't even make it a full month? So on December 31st, we declare what's going to make a difference in our lives, and then we give up on it 17 days later. Because of this, many of us have stopped making resolutions years ago. This makes me sad because the new year gives us an opportunity to reflect on the past year and decide how we want to improve. Every new year gives us a fresh start and a clean slate. So yes or no, did you make any resolutions in 2021? Let's clear up why people ditch to begin with. Number 1, there's so much pressure to come up with resolutions. It's basically the topic of conversation for the last couple of weeks of the year. Because of this, FOMO enters our mind, that fear of missing out. So what do? We come up with a few resolutions. The second reason is that we usually aren't very creative. Sue's resolution is to lose weight, and Barry wants to make more money. We tend to adapt others' resolutions as our own, or we just keep using the same ones over and over each year. Listen, we've all been there and done the same thing. So let's take the pressure off. Take a look at each of your resolutions and ask yourself, does this really serve me? Is this what I want to focus on in 2021? Now, if the answer is no, then take it off your list. Scratch it out and take away the stress and anxiety about not hitting a goal yet again. You may have a few resolutions left, or maybe you don't have any at all now, and that's okay. You can define what will serve you in 2021 right now. Here's shocking secret number 2. I'm not going to talk to you about setting goals today. Instead, I'm going to ask you to shift your perspective and really lean in on how to win. The first step is to decide what's the win. In the areas of life that matter most, whether it's relationships, finances, professionally, most people don't define the win. And if we don't take the time to define our wins, we will again adapt someone else's, or we will create not goals. You know, when you say, I'm not going to have a marriage like that, or I'm not going to be stuck in a job like that, the nots. But think about it, the nots really don't define the win. So I have a sports metaphor to share. And even if you aren't into sports, that's fine, but still hang with me because we all know how races work. Everyone lines up. There could be 1,000 runners all lined up competing for the same prize. And there's only one first place. So since there's only one first place, there's tremendous competition. What does Ricky Bobby's father say? If you ain't first, you're last. So let's step back. What's the win? It's first place. How many people can win? Just one. How many runners are there? Well, there's more than one, so that means there's going to be competition. Now, the good thing with a race is that you can actually see your competition and you know how you're stacking up with the other runners during the race. In life, it's just not that obvious. You can't necessarily see your competition, and there's no scoreboard either. Most of us need to see that competition, and if we don't, over time, we start to relax. We lose that sense of urgency that you have when you're in a physical competition. Just think of all the people who are in the rat race, that daily race that is endless, sometimes self-defeating, or even pointless. If you are in the rat race, most likely you are running aimlessly. There's just no urgency when you're doing the same thing over and over and over. Now, how do you get off that hamster wheel? You define the win. Now on to the practical portion of the show, how to win in any aspect of your life. And I'm going to share 4 steps with you. So step number 1, define the win. What is first place? Make sure you write it down, shout it out, and get really excited about it. Have a visual to remind you of your win every day. It could be as simple as a sticky note on your laptop or the screensaver of your phone, because we all know that we look at our phones probably over 300 times a day. Step 2, plan. This is such a crucial part of the process. I'm not saying you couldn't do this, but it would be pretty difficult to run a marathon without a training plan, especially if there's a deadline. So spend some time on the plan. If you were to speak to any project manager, they would confirm that the largest chunk of time is spent in the planning phase. Now, if your win isn't a race and there's no specific date or deadline, I suggest you assign yourself one. Why? Think of that rat race, that hamster wheel, running aimlessly. Assign yourself a deadline to keep that sense of urgency and focus alive. Start with a 30-day plan like Terry suggested. From that, what do you need to accomplish each week? And then get it down to what needs to be accomplished on a daily basis. Create a DMO, or daily method of operation. You may need a task list at first, and then the more you do your DMO, those tasks will eventually become habits. Step 3, do. Get into action. Yes, you should spend time on planning, but I don't want you to confuse that with procrastination or perfectionism. You must do. Get into action. Please don't wait for perfection. Just get into what we all call imperfect action. It's so much better to just get started because there are no timeouts. You can't stop the clock. It will keep ticking and ticking. So let's get going. Step 4, review. There will be missteps, there will be fails. Learn from them and keep moving forward. So much success has come from failures or mistakes. Now, you may need to tweak or change your plan, but I'm not giving you permission to quit when it gets difficult. So promise me right now that you will not give up on your win. Simple steps: plan, do, review. So I know what you're thinking. If it's so simple, why do so many people quit on their dreams? It's because they forget about the win. They forget what first place is. They don't see the other runners, so they relax and lose that sense of urgency. So when in doubt, go back to your win. Never give up, because when you win, the people closest to you win as well. So my time is almost up, and I'm going to leave you with one last piece of advice. Use your resources. It's a digital age. There are plenty of free apps to help you along the way. There are apps to help you track just about anything. So check out Trello for professional and project-based goals. And for health goals, I actually use Plant Nanny to drink more water and Zero to track intermittent fasting. And then there's Pocket Guard for those financial wins. And speaking about using your resources, the ever so talented Lynn is going to talk to you about investing in yourself, mentorship, and coaching. Over to you, Lynn.
Thank you so much, Claire, for that very warm welcome. So my topic is personal development and mentorship, and the 5 reasons why personal development and mentorship is a must for your business. Did you know that personal development is directly related to your success in business and as an entrepreneur? Yes. The more you invest in your personal development and self-improvement, the more your business will grow. Number 1, start now. Do something for your personal development today. You can build on what you do today, for tomorrow, and for your future. Begin by taking baby steps. Abraham Lincoln stated, "You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today." Think about that. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. As you focus on your daily plan, keep the end result in mind and why you are doing this and what your goals are. Number 2, learn from other people. Experience can be a harsh teacher. You can learn from the success of other people and from their mistakes. Surround yourself with people who have been there and done that. You can also find a mentor or a coach. A mentor and a coach is a necessity for real growth. This is so true and so worthwhile. You get a coach and a mentor now to speed up your progress and growth. Many people are led to believe that you wait until you have enough money or are successful. This simply is not true. This is an investment in your future. Some benefits of having a coach and a mentor are making you accountable, recognizing your worth, challenging you, advising you with objectivity, highlighting your strengths as well as showing you where your weaknesses are. They help keep you motivated to never give up, and so much more. Number 3, read books. Readers are leaders. It's critically important to do this daily. Expanding your knowledge is a must for personal development and growth. Some books that are great to read are Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You've Got to Be Hungry by Les Brown, and Millionaire Success Secrets by James Malinchak. Number 4, did you know that every mentor and a coach has a mentor and a coach? Yes, it's true. Tony Robbins has mentorship as well as James Malinchak and Les Brown, to name a few. Even though they are all global mentors themselves who reach millions worldwide with their own personal coaching programs and books, they know to continue reaching greater heights and even higher standards that mentorship and coaching is a must and so very important to have. Also, did you know that the Academy Award winning actor Anthony Hopkins has 7 coaches to maintain his sharpness in acting? Yes, even after 40 years of acting and many, many awards and Oscars, he still invests in coaching and sees the value of its importance. The same principle applies with athletes too. They continually invest in coaches to ensure that they stay on top of their game. Michael Jordan, at the height of his basketball career, had many different coaches. Throughout our life, too, we've each had many coaches, too. Our school teachers, sporting coaches, music teachers, church leaders, as well as parents, plus even more. Being an entrepreneur is no different either. An entrepreneur is not meant to do it alone, period. Having a coach and a mentor is necessary to achieve long-term success. It's a non-negotiable. Number 5, the reasons why a mentor is a must. Mentors provide information and knowledge. Benjamin Franklin stated, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn." Running a business entails a business plan, a budgeting plan, a daily method of operation, a marketing plan to reach your targeted audience, networking, and so much more. Mentors can see where improvement is needed. They will be brutally honest and analyze with objectivity. It's how we grow and keep moving forward. They will show you where your strengths and weaknesses are, what is working, what isn't working. They will show you where you need to change things and where improvement is needed. Mentors will stimulate your personal growth by asking you questions to think about and hold you accountable to answering those questions. Mentors keep you going and are disciplinarians. They will give you tough love, motivation, and help you set guidelines, deadlines. They will also encourage you, give you guidance, and show you the vision of where you're going. They will measure your progress, which is so very important to see where you were, where you are, and where you are going. Mentors are trusted advisors as well as connectors. They have connections and many networking opportunities for you to utilize and help you grow your business. The big shocking secret is mentors help you buy speed and take shortcuts. They will compress and condense your time and save you money. Think of the GPS and navigation in your car. It advises you of traffic, any accidents, and the shortcuts to reach your destination, as well as different routes to get you there fastest. It shows you the speed limit, where gas stations are, and the nearby restaurants, as well as any emergency help nearby, such as a hospital. It keeps you informed and updated, and most importantly, buys you speed to get you there. Saving you money and buying you speed is critically important. Isn't that something you want and need for your business too? Having a mentor shows that you are driven to succeed. Well, thank you so much for your time and for listening to us. Well, with the next step and the special free bonus, here is Will. So please take it away, Will.
Let me slide right in here. Wow. Wasn't that, geez, I got to clear myself. Wasn't that just some amazing information we've received so far? I'm just totally impressed with the people that came together to deliver this webinar. So I get to do the best thing of it all. I get to close. So I'm going to close with what is next? What is next, for crying out loud? So first of all, I want to say a big thank you. Thank you to all our panelists. Jen, for that amazing introduction. Cindy, for showing us how we break our own hearts and understanding what mindset is. Terry, for explaining the importance of Plan B. Why? Because a lot of us do not have a Plan A, so Plan B is the way to go. Claire, for showing us how to win and what winning actually looks like. And lastly, Lynn, for helping us understand the importance of personal development and mentorship. This may be the end of the webinar, but I'm about to reveal the most shocking secret tonight. Something bigger. Are you ready to be challenged? What you heard tonight is really just the tip of the iceberg of what it takes to be successful. If you like what you heard tonight, we would love to have you join us in a free 5-day challenge. We invite you to join our 5-day challenge to freedom. This is a live challenge. It starts January 18th and runs through January 22nd. In this 5-day challenge, you will experience such uplifting motivational spirit and gain strategic advantage. This challenge is of experience. It truly is an experience, as you will see transformations over the 5 days of this event. I like to call it Challenge Transformation, as you will see attendees enter on Monday and transform each day by coming out of their shell and becoming more sociable, outgoing, and enthusiastic by Friday. Some people have been in this challenge 6 or more times. They love it so much, each time they come back, they're in a different place within their business. Because of that, they continue to get nuggets that apply to them in that moment. Now, this is probably one of the best parts of them all. You get to spend 5 days with some incredible trainers and mentors in this entrepreneurial space. We have such amazing mentors, such as James Malinchak, featured on ABC's hit TV show, The Secret Millionaire, and is a true American success story. Oh my gosh, Les Brown. Who hasn't heard of Les Brown? The world's most famous, most renowned motivational speaker. And Kevin Harrington, an original shark on the hit TV show Shark Tank. And he will be here Monday. This challenge is valued, as you may see, in the tens of thousands of dollars, but we can offer it to you for free. The challenge is congruent to almost any business model and is designed to teach people how to unlock their purpose and maximize their income potential, to show people how to get into business for themselves with little investment, to eliminate the fear of unknown skills like marketing and technology, to bring a solution to people who want the freedom to set their own schedule and work from anywhere in the world on one of these, to help people learn how to overcome their limiting beliefs and become an entrepreneur. To give you an overview of this 5-day challenge and what is in store for you, day 1 starts off with the benefits of a laptop lifestyle. How would your life change if you could work anywhere in the world on your terms? During day 1, you'll learn the tricks to controlling your schedule and creating habits to lay the foundation for your life of freedom. Day 2 is the requirements of an entrepreneur. Discover the shocking secret of exactly how much time, energy, and money is actually needed to create a profitable business. You'll be surprised how many tools are available to give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Day 3, journey to freedom. In under an hour, you will see your mindset start to shift from the blueprint that will reprogram your way of thinking to take you from struggling business owner or unappreciated employee to a thriving business owner. Day 4, marketing secrets. Learn the closely guarded strategy of implementing incentive-based marketing to up your social media marketing efforts and stand apart from your competitors. We'll even show you the secret to doing so with no out-of-pocket expenses. Day 5, define your perfect client. Attract more leads and close more sales by using this simple formula to identify your ideal customer and how to target them. Become the hunted instead of the hunter. So, join the challenge and learn how to take advantage of what is at your fingertips every day. This free web challenge is the bonus that Jen mentioned at the beginning of this webinar. If you are truly serious about making your business COVID proof in 2021, take action now. Get back to that person that invited you. Whether it's a strategy session, joining the challenge, or joining the community to help change the world by helping others with whatever their entrepreneur needs might be. On behalf of Jen, Cindy, Terry, Claire, Lynn, and of course me, we thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope you enjoyed the webinar. Everybody have a wonderful evening and a great night.